So please tell us a little bit about who you are.
So good evening, everyone. So first of all, I just wanted to thank all of you guys who join us tonight on this webinar. It's a pleasure for me to talk about my project with you, and I hope you're gonna like it. I'm Dimitri. I'm the author of the ExploreforHuntington project. So I'm 32 years old and originally from Dunkirk in the north of France. I also used to live and work in Paris and in Vancouver, Canada. I'm passionate about sports, trekking, nature, and traveling. And as you can guess, I really enjoy learning new cultures, languages, and different ways of living. So to talk about my story about Huntington, it started when I was still a child, as I lost my father from it. So at that time, my parents were separated and we didn't know he had Huntington. We learned it a couple years later when we decided to investigate. And as we were two kids from the same dad, my sister and I knew that we were at risk. But we didn't get the genetic test directly because we were too scared, obviously. But finally, some years later, my sister, unfortunately, she started to show her first symptoms. And now it has already been 8 years that she's ill. About myself, after 4 years working in Paris, I was turning 30 years old and I needed to organize my future. So I knew that my father and my sister showed their first symptoms around 30 years old. And for me, it was obvious that I needed to be tested. So the genetic tests unfortunately turned out positive, and I learned that I also carry the deficient gene, but that I was still asymptomatic. At that point in my life, I felt that I didn't have time anymore and that I needed to accomplish everything I could before it was too late. And that's why I decided to quit my life and my job in Paris. I had some savings, and that's how I traveled the world for almost 2 years. So from North America to all the way down to South America, I've been in Alaska, I came back in Canada, I've been in Mexico, Guatemala, Colombia, Brazil, Argentina, and Chile. Then I spent 1 month in New Zealand. As I really like nature, I really enjoy New Zealand actually. And from there, I reached Asia, which I spent more than a year actually in Asia. And I've been in Nepal, Myanmar, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, South Korea, and Philippines. I also lived for nearly 8 months in Vietnam as I was living with a Vietnamese family, and I really liked the culture, the country. I was based in Hanoi and I really enjoyed the people over there. So as you can guess, this adventure was definitely a life-changing experience. I met a lot of people all around the world and it really opened my mind. What I like about traveling like that is that you grow up faster than in your routine and you get a lot of experiences. And for me, as I know that my life may be short because of Huntington, I want to get a lot of experiences and get the most of it. After this wonderful adventure, I came back to France right before the pandemic happened. So actually, I've been pretty lucky because I didn't get the COVID-19 while I was traveling. And like a lot of people, I didn't expect this pandemic at all. So I was kind of lost and I didn't know what to do. I realized that I made this trip around the world for myself. And now I wanted to bring all my experiences and skills and for a good cause. And that's how I got the idea to cross South America by bike and bring awareness for Huntington and raise funds for the association. And that's how Explore for Huntington was born. So you might wonder, why did I choose to travel by bike? So I decided to travel by bike for different reasons. First, because it's physical and challenging. And like I told you, I really like physical activity and I do challenging myself. Then it's a pure adventure, like Adriano did actually in Portugal. It's the same kind of travel. You travel really slowly and you live outside. Yeah, of course. Then you meet a lot of people because you travel slowly, like I said. And by living outdoors, you feel more connected with the nature. Traveling by bike is also something really intense. You are quite busy all the time and you live day by day. That means you are more connected to the present moment. And I reckon it's healthy for your body and your mind. So why did I choose precisely South America? I decided to go in South America because there is an important HG community, and historically, we discovered the Huntington gene in Venezuela. Besides that, we already don't have a lot of information and help here in France about Huntington, so I can't imagine in South America. I want to show them that they are not alone, and even if we are from rich countries, we are dealing with the same issue. The idea is also to create some connection between the Huntington Association. I'm sure we can all work together and share different ideas on many topics. At first, my plan was to start in Ushuaia, so in Argentina, and go all the way up until Colombia. But unfortunately, with the outbreak, I have to adjust my itinerary. So currently, I think it will be easier to start in Mexico than going in Central America, and from there, going in South America. Even though with the pandemic, it's very difficult to make any plan. So hopefully I can start as soon as possible, and I hope on September actually. By meeting Huntington Association and people in America Latina, I think we will bring awareness to Huntington and show to all the people who are living with this disease that they are not alone. We are stronger together. It doesn't matter if you are in America, in Europe, in Africa, or anywhere in the world. We are all in the same boat. I also realized that as HG is a rare disease, usually we feel lonely in our country. And that's why it's important for me to be part of the international community. So it has been a year since I worked on this project with the French Huntington Association. I already made a crowdfunding and I raised more than 6,000 euros to get all the stuff that I needed. As I wasn't into biking at all, I had to learn everything about the bike mechanic, and I trained a lot last winter. And now that I feel much more ready because I had time to organize everything. So we may don't realize, but this kind of travel by bike requires a lot of organization, and it takes me a lot of time actually. So I was quite busy this last month. In conclusion, I would like to encourage all of you guys to travel, to meet new people, to share, to open your hearts and discover how great the world is and how generous human beings are. Take advantage of this freedom and this chance that we have. And especially as European, we are able to travel everywhere so easily. And I think we are really lucky about that. Don't stop at stereotypes. Don't let your fears guide you. Just let it go and live. And believe me, you are not going to be disappointed. you are going to create your own reality of the world, which is completely different from the one that we got from the media. Live your experiences and make your own opinion on things. There is nothing more rewarding than having your own view of the world and developing your human values. In fact, that's also what you get by traveling. You become more down to earth. You better understand the superficiality of our current society. It opens your heart and your mind, and I think that's priceless. I really hope that this presentation was worth your time. And what I want to say to you also, guys, today is that I can say that I feel grateful, actually, that I've been tested for Huntington disease, because without it, I would have taken a monotonous path in my life. This traumatic event made me aware of many things, and it clearly became a strength. So let's not lose hope, and let's stand together. Thank you again for being here this evening and for listening to me. To learn more about my project, please, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. You can follow the link ExploreforHuntington. And for those who are wondering how you can help me on my journey, just share my projects with as many people as you can, and let's make some noise for this common cause that we share together, the Huntington disease. Thank you, guys.